Hey everyone, Corey from CoreyReviews here to do a quick review of the pilot episode of Girl Meets World titled Girl Meets Boy. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that Boy Meets World is my personal favorite show of all time. That's a show that I grew up on. It taught me a lot of life lessons. It's really funny and every episode is just perfection. So now Disney Channel has a follow-up series, which is like a sequel to Boy Meets World, called Girl Meets World, where you have Corey and Topanga after, the events of the final episode. Boy Meets World, they moved to New York, and now it's been around 10 plus years later, and they have a daughter Riley and a son Auggie. And the show really focuses on Corey and Topanga's daughter Riley, and she has a rebellious best friend named Maya. And they're both in middle school together, and now Corey, instead of Mr. Feeny being the main teacher, Corey is now a teacher, and he's kind of taken over the Mr. Feeny role. And now that Corey and Topanga have grown up and they've seen what the world has to offer, now it's Corey and Topanga's daughter's turn to go off and explore the world and go through all the same type of similar things that Corey and Topanga went through, learn her own life lessons with her friend Maya, and comedy and drama ensues. And obviously with Boy Meets World being my favorite TV show of all time, I was a little skeptical of how the show would be. I was very worried. But I gotta admit, Disney Channel did a great job. I really did enjoy this first pilot episode. And while the show needs a little bit of work here and there, it was a really solid pilot. And I know that in time, when they get their groove back and when they get the kind of steam rolling, this is going to be a great show that holds up with Boy Meets World. Alright, so some positives about the show. I got to start off with the tone. I really did enjoy the mix of comedy and the drama and all the heartfelt, emotional stuff. It was just all there. It reminded me of the earlier seasons of Boy Meets World. And I really hope that, I know that Disney Channel only allows their shows to have 4 seasons, I believe. I hope Disney Channel makes an exception with Girl Meets World and has this show kind of run, for maybe 6, 7, or 8 seasons. We'll see. But I really did enjoy the tone, and I know that the tone will also probably progress as the kids get older, as they start to learn more and more life lessons. But I really did enjoy the mix with the comedy and the drama. It's definitely out of Disney's comfort zone. Usually they do a lot more kind of slapstick comedy or, musical dancing type of stuff. But this is something different for Disney Channel. And I don't know if I've ever seen a Disney Channel original show that has this kind of balance of tone. It's really good. Now this first episode does introduce you to a lot of the characters, not all of them, but it kind of just focuses more on kind of Corey, Riley, Maya, and Farkle, which is Riley and Maya's middle school classmate that has a crush on them. It mainly focuses on those 4 characters. The chemistry between Corey, Riley, and Maya is just really good, really solid, and I know that that's going to be kind of the central 3 characters that they focus on from episode to episode, especially now that Corey's the teacher. He's kind of the Mr. Feeny character. So obviously a lot of comedy and a lot of the life lessons with the heartfelt stuff is going to come from Corey, and a lot of the kind of comedy and the rebellious and the teenage kind of just kid antics is going to obviously come from Riley and Maya. But I gotta admit, one of the best things about this pilot episode for me is Sabrina Carpenter is the actress who plays Maya, who plays Riley's rebellious best friend, who's kind of similar. She's kind of like a female Shawn Hunter, if you will. This show kind of does mirror kind of the main story structure of Boy Meets World, but kind of putting it in a new, modern context with female-driven characters instead of male-driven characters. But Sabrina Carpenter, who plays Maya, is absolutely phenomenal. She is so good. I think it's probably some of the best acting I've seen on Disney Channel in years. I don't remember there being this good of acting in anything Disney Channel-wise, probably since Shia LaBeouf and that movie, Disney Channel movie, True Confessions. And I know that fans of the show are going to be praising this girl up and down. She's so good. 10, 20 years down the line, I'm sure she'll be an A-list star. So right now, from just the first episode, she's probably my favorite thing about the show so far. And also just the chemistry alone just between Riley and Maya is just really good. I mean, between Sabrina Carpenter and Rowan Blanchard, both of them are great in their respective roles. You believe both of them. They have such a realistic friendship. And I think believability is a key thing, especially for, a friendship that's going to last over the course of multiple seasons. And they make you believe their friendship from the first frame of the episode to the final frame. And also kind of another positive and somewhat negative thing before I get into the negatives is the theme song. And the positive about the theme song is that I really enjoyed it a lot. I think it's a really fun, catchy song. The only negative thing about it is that I'm going to have it stuck in my head for months and months now. Just a few nitpick flaws that I know that they could work on. I would like to see a little bit more cameos. There was a nice little cameo in the final scene of the pilot. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it's been leaked online. I would like to see a little bit more from Topanga and Auggie, their youngest son. I think you get to see their youngest son like once or twice in the episode. I think he speaks once, and he's really funny. So I think that he's going to have like some good kind of comedic relief moments in the show. But I would have liked to see more Topanga. I mean, it's freaking Topanga, and she was barely in this pilot episode at all. But I would like to see more from her down the line, and not just, you know, she's like the mother character that just pops up, you know, every once in a while. I would like to see Corey Topanga kind of have like a husband and wife relationship, similar to, if you guys seen the show Good Luck Charlie, also on Disney Channel. You know, the husband and wife on that show just have such a great chemistry and banter off of one another. I would like to see Corey and Topanga have that sort of relationship in future episodes. Also, I think that they need to kind of cut back on the Farkle character. He's kind of like the Minkus, nerdy character from the original Boy Meets World. But I think that they could cut back on him just a little bit so he's not obnoxious to, you know, the people viewing the show. But he was pretty funny. And also Riley and Maya's love interest, I think that they need to add more depth to him if he's going to be kind of like the male Topanga character. But if he's going to be that important of a character, they obviously need to give him more scenes, and they need to expand that character and give that character a lot more depth and make us feel for that character, not just have him just be some guy that these girls have a crush on, but really make us care for that character, as, you know, we did with Topanga back in, you know, the original Boy Meets World series. But those are just a few little nitpick flaws. These are things that the writers and the showrunners can work on and improve over the course of the series. Michael Jacobs, who's, you know, the creator of Boy Meets World, is back, you know, working on this, and he, you know, he wrote this episode, and, you know, I'm sure he's going to be involved all the way throughout. Just did a really great job of bringing everything back and making us feel at home again, you know, for the hardcore fans. And also it was really cool to see that, you know, Michael Jacobs production logo and jingle at the end of the episode. It just really takes you back. For the most part, I enjoyed almost everything about this episode. There's a few things that they could work on, but nothing really bad. Nothing stood out like, oh, that was bad, that was bad. But just a few little nitpick things. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. And I cannot wait for episode 2. It sucks that I have to wait, like, I think, like, over a month for the second episode. I'll definitely be watching the first episode again when it premieres. I'll be watching it a few more times because it was just a really solid episode that I could watch, you know, again and again. So overall, I give the pilot episode for Girl Meets World a solid 8 out of 10. For Boy Meets World fans, I cannot wait for you to finally check this out. If you've already seen the pilot, let me know your thoughts of it down below. And when the pilot airs, also let me know your thoughts down below. We'll talk Girl Meets World. And also, once Girl Meets World airs, I'll probably start doing weekly reviews for every episode. So let me know if you're interested in that. Hope you all enjoyed this review, and until next time, Corey from CoreyReviews. See y'all later.